Connolly.
And Minister, my question relates to the renewable electricity support schemes. I have a particular interest in it because I think it's one essential part of the solution to being sustainable in Ireland, having community involvement. So what's the status of the community-led projects under the Renewable Electricity Support Scheme 2? How many remain in the process, and when will they be energised? Will they be energised 24, 25 or 26? Thank you very much.
Ara.
Thank you, Deputy. The statutory 2018 National Adaptation Framework, the NAF, sets out Ireland's climate adaptation. Sorry, I'm on the wrong question. My apologies. 1 second. Through the first two renewable electricity support schemes, the RES auctions, my department has provided pathways and supports for communities to participate in renewable energy projects through the application of a community projects category. 10 community projects were successful in the RES 2 auction. Of these, 8 signed implementing agreements to deliver under the RES 2 terms and conditions, and they remain in the scheme. Those projects are proceeding through the scheme milestones, and some may develop through alternative routes to market, including the upcoming small-scale renewable electricity support scheme, the SRES. The final date for projects to achieve commercial operation in RES 2 is the 31st of December 2026. There is evidence of significant challenges that renewable energy community projects may face with the competitive auction-based nature of RES, along with grid and other barriers to project delivery, and therefore community projects will now transition to the non-competitive, small-scale renewable electricity support scheme. The export tariff phase of SRES to support small-scale and community renewable projects is due to be launched in the coming weeks, with the announcement of relevant tariff support rates, which will be a major step forward in supporting the community energy sector. It will include similar community energy enabling technical and financial supports that are currently provided under RES. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister. And I welcome the last part where you said the new scheme, the SRES scheme, will be announced in the next few weeks. But a climate emergency was declared in 2019, as you well know, and the renewable electricity support scheme was introduced in 2018. Now it's 6 years later, and we seem to be limping on and limping on. The first scheme, the RES scheme, I'm really trying to find out information. I didn't ask you specifically tonight, but my question is based on a series of questions, trying to get a handle on the community-based projects. So on the specific question tonight, you tell me 10 applied and 8 still remain in the scheme. Can we get any details where those 8 are? What happened to the other 2? And then when you say they're going to progress on through different stages and through the market, or when, how, you know, it seems it's all just slowly kind of evolving in a reactive way as opposed to a planned approach to community involvement for maximum effect.
Thank you. Deputy, I just want to start by acknowledging that community energy is really important. It creates a sense of ownership and belonging, and that the mechanisms that might work in the commercial sector haven't worked in the community sector. The mechanism of auction has not proved appropriate in the community sector, and it's because of that a new scheme is being launched, and there was extensive engagement with communities to try to devise a scheme that would be suitable and successful, whereby instead of bidding for a price would be agreed through negotiation. After all, these are not large profit-making companies, and a scheme that was more appropriate for a smaller community-led project than one that was backed with large corporate finance could be determined. And I've full faith that it will succeed at this stage.
Well, I don't share the same faith with you, although I share the importance of the community involvement. And I'm going to repeat, 2018, 2024, and we're limping on and limping on. I have no handle on which communities have been successful. I want to share that with my own constituents in Galway. We have a huge plan, we don't have, the private have, out in Scourge, that's causing great community division with the scale and the size of it offshore, and we'll come to that another day. But here we're talking about success stories in theory, but I don't know where they are, Minister. I don't know how many relate to solar, how many relate to wind. What's the involvement? what are the challenges. I know that the auction-based method didn't suit, and we knew that from day one, that was never going to suit. And indeed, the total corporatisation doesn't suit either, but that's a discussion for another day, perhaps. But if you could guide me, because I'm not tired asking questions, but it's a very slow and painstaking way of trying to elicit information that should be up front, because if these are success stories, we should be celebrating them and learning from them and rolling them out more.
I will ask Minister Ryan to provide that information to you directly.
Probably it's not secret.
I don't imagine it is. I don't know if there's any legal impediment to releasing it. I think all you've asked for is the nature of the projects, whether they're solar or wind, who the projects are, what status they're at of the 8 projects that are proceeding. I will ask Minister Ryan to provide you with more details on that. I don't have details of those particular 8 projects, and I'm not sure if that's asked for within the question. But what I will ask Minister Ryan to provide you with any of that information. And I'll just say again that the new scheme, the new small-scale scheme, is due to be announced in the coming weeks.